Page 13, chord study. Remember a chord and multiple notes played at the same time? And people don't agree on the definition of chord. I'm not going to get into it. You believe whatever your teacher tells you. But you can look it up, and depending on where you look it up, you'll find different definitions. That's one of the reasons people don't agree. The definitions don't agree. But a chord is multiple notes played at the same time, and you see that here. It's very chunky. Chunk, 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 chunk. Sounds a little better on an organ than a piano, but we'll take care of the chunkiness later. Anyway, what do we got here? We got 2 lines long, treble and bass clef, 1 sharp in the key signature. We're in the key of G major. If you're doing the scales, do the G major scale 1 octave up and down. 4/4 time signature. Both hands are playing, so I'm going to take one hand at a time. Make sure we have the notes and fingering and all. The rhythm shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. So with the right hand, you're starting with 2 and 4. That puts you here to start. And it's 1 and the A. Now, hold that D down there. When you're doing the 8th notes, the D is held down. And then they want 1, 3 for the 3rd measure. Where I'm here, I'm going to here. That's kind of tricky. So just lift up. With the 8th notes, hold the B down. And measure 5, C sharp now. Now the C sharp is not held down. It's just a dotted quarter note. And all those C's in that measure are sharped. And then a 2. We're changing hand positions on repeated notes. Left hand, what has it got? 2 here, that puts you here to start. Remember the F sharp, it's in the key signature. Then here. Then the measure 5, you're here. If you have small hands and you can't reach that, just here to here. Do the best you can. You don't need the natural sound in front of the C. You just had a C sharp in the other staff in the previous measure. You don't need a C natural here. I kind of wish they wouldn't have given it to you. It gives the wrong impression. Each staff has to have its own set of symbols. The C sharp in one staff has nothing to do with a C in another staff. This is a C natural in it. And it's a different measure too. It doesn't matter. And then 5. So now we put the hands together, here, here, and all I want to do is now I want to know which fingers are working together. Right there. Hold these notes down. And here. That sounds weird, but that's what the notes. See, if you hear something like that and you think, what is going on? Well, again, spell out the chord. Start with a bottom note and just check each note one at a time. Okay, so I have an E and an A, and I have a B and a D sharp. So it's there. Hold these notes down as you do this. These notes, and then here. So right there is just 2 notes down when you play the 8th note. Going from measure 6 to 7. We're here. And I want to go to here. Both hands are moving. That's tricky. I don't like having to move both hands at the same time. I mean, sometimes you have to. But if I can figure out some other way so I don't have to, it makes it a little easier. So the question is, can I get one of these hands in position so it doesn't have to move here? And that way I only have to focus on the other hand. So in the right hand, here, and then I'm going to here. Well, if I would go in measure 6, rather than 1, 2, if I would go 1, 3, I'm in position. Now I'm in position for the next measure. I'm not moving. I can focus on the left hand. So it's here, here, and now I'm ready in the right hand is just get the left hand down where it goes. It's here. So that's what I'm going to recommend you do. Do a 3 on that second half note in measure 6. Now once I have the hands working together, sort of, then I go back over it slowly and work out the hesitations. No hesitations. Then I'll think about the articulation, and here you connect it if you can. Now you can't connect the... If you can, fine. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's going to be choppy. That's what chords do. They're choppy. And then the dynamics, well, we're soft. And here, all I can tell you for sure is you play the first line soft and the second line a little louder. All of it. It's chords. Soft, whatever you think soft. And then in the second line you come up to moderately loud. And that's... And measure 5, you're sort of loud and then come down. And then you hear... Come bottom. And then moderately soft going on, or soft, whichever. That dim means gradually get softer. It's like a hairpin. Same difference. And then you're very soft. It's like now the day is over and we're done. Go to sleep. Okay. That's sort of the dynamics. You really need to get in and feel it. Now, an advanced player would not play it that way. We want to bring out the melody, and that's this. So we would actually play those notes a little louder than the others, but right now don't worry about that. Just play them all about the same. Then the speed, andante espressivo. Well, andante is kind of a leisure stroll. The espressivo, in my opinion, you should do everything espressivo. I don't see the point in having it's expressively. Well, music is expressive, so just do it expressively. Means you can get a little louder and softer if you feel it. I might go I get a little louder and put a little swell in these other areas too if I felt it. If I didn't feel it, I wouldn't put it in. I express the music. Everybody will express it differently for the most part, and I think that's wonderful. And then of course we have the pedal. Well, we need the pedal here because one of the reasons we use pedal is to connect repeated notes, because you can't really connect a repeated note very well on a piano. Technically there's a way to do it and it's very difficult, and the piano has to be well regulated. I don't get into it. Just go with it. You can't connect it if it's repeated unless you use the pedal, and that's what we're doing here. We're using the pedal to connect the repeated notes, but we have to be careful because it can get blurry, and that really messes it up. It's going to be like pedal. Notes go down first in the pedal. Release it right after I play the third beat. Then again. I haven't taught you all the pedaling techniques you need to know. Okay. I'm going to tell you, lift the pedal up and put it right back down. Not a quick jerky motion, just up and down. And we're going to do that right after we play the notes. So to go from measure 2 to 3 here, when I go to measure 3, right after I play those notes, I'm going to let the pedal up and right back down. And again, going to measure 5, right after I play the notes, I'm going to let the pedal up and right back down. Their pedaling suggestion. Now for the most part it's okay. There are other repeated notes that we're not connecting, and I would kind of like to connect those too. And you can do that if you use this technique of pedal up and right back. That's called a change pedal, where you let it up and right back down in the first measure here. Instead of just letting it up on the third beat, I'll let it up and put it right back down. lift it up on the 4th beat because I don't want both of those notes. So I'm going to change pedal. Here. That way I connect it all. Same thing in measure 3. Just on the 3rd beat, change it, and then lift it up on the 4th beat. Smooths it out a little more. Pedaling is a personal thing. It's part of interpretation. You pedal it as your teacher tells you to. A lot of teachers will say just do what the book tells you to do. It's whatever. As long as you study under them, you do what they tell you to do. Another teacher might tell you different. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts. I'm not going to do any louds and softs. I'm just playing the notes. I will do the pedaling as I suggested. Even one hand at a time if you need to. 1, 2, ready, go.